Great. Welcome, everyone. Just to make sure that we know this is a webinar. You can raise the hand, but we'll not allow you to speak. Please put your questions in the Q&A box. I appreciate for you joining from various parts of the world. And welcome to the RBS Intellect webinar for study in New Zealand with Lincoln University. Now, Annie will be joining us shortly in 2 or 3 minutes. As per what she said, she's just coming in. And we'll take your questions at the same time. So going around, New Zealand, why New Zealand? I want to cover this basic slide so that everyone know that where we are going and what we're doing, though I believe everyone know that you are joining or you're looking for study in New Zealand option or multiple options. Now, New Zealand, one of the, I say Commonwealth education system, we are one of the excellent education system in terms of a lot of things, in terms of ranking, in terms of pastoral care, in terms of post-study work options, and I believe in terms of in-study work options too. All the New Zealand universities are in top 500, which is where we have Lincoln today, which is also in top 500. There are 5,000 plus course options in New Zealand, and with multiple different range of pricing and costs. So just giving heads up, there are courses option for everyone. You talk, you name, there will be option. And I can see the questions are there for medicine and various other options. So for repeating to everyone, please put your questions in the Q&A box. It will be easier for us to answer accordingly. New Zealand is one of the safest countries in the world. From last 2 decades, we have been always ranked in top 10 in the world to be a safest destination. We are the least corrupted country in the world too at the same time, but we are an island nation, which means that we don't have any border link. The nearest country is Australia. It's the southern eastern side of Australia. We have direct flights from Singapore or ASEAN region. From South Asia, it has been connected through Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, or other locations. Now, in terms of study work, right? So while you study, you can work 20 hours. And for everyone, from November 2025, this will be 25 hours per week in study work rights. And there are more study to work options are coming up. So keep an eye on that. But again, if you work with RBS and the team, will be helping you out. Giving a brief on RBS, we are in 11 countries with 17 different locations. We have a lot of online support with 100 plus team members across, and around 1,000 plus students have been supported every year in various categories of visas. Again, I'll be talking a bit more and soon we'll jump in very soon. So New Zealand, again, all the qualifications, or we say the institution are in top 3%. So we are talking about a system which is well structured in a way that it goes well for students' future outcomes and working. A lot of students normally from New Zealand, after they get their pathway to residence or working, they move towards Australia, Canada, UK, US. But again, 50% plus students stay in New Zealand also. It's a very good lifestyle to bring a family or raise a family. And it is one of the countries which gives work visa for spouse for a master courses. And at the same time, the kids get complimentary or a subsidized education, if I say that, for studies between 5 to 18. Again, the standard of living, again, we are one of the developed countries, so we are into a place that how organized we are. Now, in the education system, in terms of education, what we call is that we have various levels. Now, the reason we want to give it is similar to what you have in your country, bachelor's, master's, or diploma courses. We call them level. It's similar, and they have other names also. So if you're doing a level 10, which is a PhD, which is a doctoral degree in your home country, what you say. When you want to do a master's, we call it a level 9. When you call it a postgraduate diploma, it's a level 8. We call it bachelor's to level 7, and all other courses below level 7 are diploma or certificates. Now, various countries give visas for various qualifications. So if you are coming from South Asia, you are going for courses above level 5. If you're coming from China, you're going above level 3. So different courses, different levels, different entry requirement depend upon their English and other proficiency. Any questions, please add. I can see a lot of questions coming in, so please keep asking the questions. It'll be great. Now, I'm skipping Annie's presentation to go to the discussion about post-study work updates. So, Son, you want to take this discussion first?
Sure. Okay, I think most of you understand what do we mean by post-study work visa, meaning that after your study, if you complete certain study, you are eligible for post-study work visa. For example, in level 10, if you're doing a PhD, at least for a 30 weeks program, then you're eligible for 3-year post-study work visa. Similarly, master degree, level 9, you'll be eligible for 3 years post-study. Now, for this type of post-study work visa, we call it open work visa. Open work visa meaning that you can work in any area, whether it's related to your study or not. You can still, say for example, you want to start up when you finish your job, your study, you're looking for engineering job, but you haven't been able to get an engineering job. You can work in other area as well. Okay, but this is only for level if you are getting a 3 years post-study work visa. Okay, and it would be the same for postgraduate diploma level 8. You get 1 year post-study open work visa. Bachelor degree level 7. If you study 1 year, you get 1 year. If you study 3 years, you get 3 years post-study work visa. All these are open work visa. Now, if you are doing anything that is level 7, like graduate diploma or lower qualifications, and provided all these qualifications are mentioned or specified on the green list, you are also eligible for post-study work visa. But the post-study work visa is a little bit limited. You can only work in the area of your study. Okay, so there's a slight restriction in terms of what you can do after your study. Okay.
Great. I can see Annie has joined. Welcome, Annie. I think we have just started, and I've told everyone that you are late for a few minutes. But again, guys, we will go back to Annie's presentation. It is already included. We'll cover one more part for about the residence options. But again, if Annie, you want to take it forward, you can take it forward if you want.
You continue.
Okay.
No, you start. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Over to you, son.
Okay. Basically, we in RBS, when you submit to us your CV, we'll guide you step by step from the start, from choosing the courses, from getting the visa and getting AIP, approval in principle, and paying, and until your visa is issued. So send us your CV and all your academic documents so that we can evaluate. Our team will actually give you a few options to choose, including the course, including the link to the courses, so you have an idea what sort of courses that you'll be doing. Once you've decided on the few options, we can help you to get an offer from the universities or from other private colleges as well. Once you have the offer, you need to decide which one did you want to do. So once you've decided, accepted the offer, we will help you to do the visa application. And when we do your visa application, it's free, okay, unless you're specifically requiring an licensed immigration advisor to help you. Otherwise, it is free for your helping you to do the visa. You only need
Thank you, son, on that. Yeah.
You only
so I can clarify on that if you wanted. Yeah. So every student, if you are an offshore, you are not in New Zealand, all the services are no cost. There might be some admin charges, which will be range of $100 maximum in some countries, but most of the countries where RBS have offices or partnership, we don't charge any fees for any processing of student visa. Now, if it's any other visa or there are rejections, we have to deal case by case. Thank you, Son. Over to you.
Yeah, the only fees that you need to pay is the visa fees that's paying to immigration. That's $850. Okay. After that, we'll submit your application to immigration. You don't have to pay the fees, the tuition fees, until you get approval in principle. So once you get approval in principle, then we'll ask you to pay for the fees. After that, we'll submit to the university again, your receipt from the university, and then we'll get immigration to issue you the visa. Okay, next. Okay, well, I'll just quickly go through what are most of you will be interested in the residence pathway. What are the pathways that's eligible for you? if you are doing we have three pathways. One is a skilled migrant category pathway, one is a green list pathway, the other is a sector agreement pathway. We only talk about a skilled migrant category pathway and green list pathway. For green list, there are tier 1 and tier 2. If your qualifications and your occupation is listed on the green list and you meet the requirement of the green list in tier 1, you're eligible to apply for straight to residence if you have an offer from an accredited employer. This is very important. You don't have to work 1 year or 2 years in order to be eligible to apply, so long as you meet the exact requirements in the green list tier 1. If you're working in an area in the green list tier 2 occupations, then you need to work for 2 years, okay, before you are able to apply for residence. Now, most of you probably would not be able to, some of you may not be able to get into green list occupation because of your study. So you have an opportunity to try the SMC pathway. SMC pathway, currently, we're only looking at 6 points. You need to get 6 points in order to apply for residence. So how do we get the 6 points? If you are doing a PhD or you are doing a specific courses like becoming a chartered accountant in New Zealand, then you get 6 points. Immediately, you can apply for residence if you have a job offer. But if you're coming here to do a master degree, this is now becoming very popular. Master degree give you 5 points. Once you have the 5 points, you only need to work 1 year to gain the additional 1 point under skilled employment. It must be a skilled employment, meet the median wage. The employer must be accredited. During that 1 year experience, you gain 1 point. So 5 points master and 1 point skill work experience in New Zealand, you get 6 points, and then you can apply for residence. So this is now very, very popular. And other than that, if you come here to do postgraduate diploma, which is 4 points, or bachelor degree, which is 3 points, you need another 3 points. How do you get another 3 points? You need to work in New Zealand for 3 years. But don't worry about that, because if you are studying a master degree or a bachelor degree 3 years in New Zealand, you're going to get a 3-year post-study work visa. And during these 3 years, you can try to gain a skilled work experience in New Zealand.
Great.
Yeah.
Sean, can I add here? So I normally suggest, see, everyone want to ask for a green list option. And again, I will say that green list is one option. We normally recommend students to study, choose the course which they are good in or they want to go for. If you get a job, there are pathway towards further migration. But always the suggestion is that choose a course which can open your opportunities for not only New Zealand, for other countries also. We want to make sure that we get a good qualification and make sure that we get towards a good outcome. Residence or any kind of things are the byproduct, I say. Now, just to give you a heads up for everyone, please, you're raising the hand. This is a webinar. We don't allow all these students or participants to speak. Please put your questions in the Q&A box. It will be helpful. Son, do you want to cover this, or it should be okay?
Yeah, basically, this is just a repeat of what we have talked about, SMC 6 points. Okay, so I think some of you will come with the family, for example, if you have partners. So what happened to your partners? Can they come here and join you as well? If you are doing a level 9 and above study, or you are doing a qualification that's specified on the green list, your partners is eligible to come here on a work visa. So they'll be applying for partnership work visa dependent on the students. Okay, otherwise they're eligible for applying for a visitor visa. And for your children, if you have children, but your children will be dependent on your partners who have the work visa. Okay, so they are eligible for domestic student visa if they are between age from 5 to 19. So what do we mean by domestic student visa? Meaning that they are able to study in primary and secondary school free. Okay, this is only if your partners is holding a partnership work visa. Okay, otherwise they'll be eligible for visitor visa. Especially if your child is below 5 years old. Of course, there are some costs involved in terms of what is funds is required to show to immigration.
I think,
Okay.
Annie, we will give hand over to you here because students or everyone want to know about Lincoln first. So, and then we'll go to Q&A after you finish.
Sure.
And again, everyone, yeah, over to you, Annie.
Sure.
Thank you.
Kia ora, namaste, selamat datang, xin chào, sawadika. Thank you very much for Bharat and Sue for this opportunity for me to present alongside. So my name is Annie. I'm Director of International, and I would like to share a little bit about Lincoln University. So we are located in Christchurch, the South Island of New Zealand, and I think we are probably for me, I think we are the best island to visit. So soon you should visit us sometimes. Bharat, when is the next time when was the last time I saw you in Christchurch? Come to visit us again. So Lincoln University, we are one of the 8 government universities in New Zealand. For those who don't know about New Zealand university systems, there are only 8 universities. 8 are all owned by New Zealand government, and Lincoln University is the smallest, but with big missions. So for us, we started in 1878 as a College of Agriculture. We are passionate about food. We are a specialist university. We rank top 500 in the world. But because of our specialist nature and our passion with the land, we are a small university with only 5,000 students. So for us, you get personalized support. We specialize in the areas that matters to the land and the future of food and climate change, environmental. So for us, what we are looking for is what you're studying, you're going to be relevant to the global issues and also be able to make local impact next. So I will invite you, if you're interested in being the part of the generation that drive change, be it in agriculture, environment, food science, sustainable tourism, conservation and ecology, please do think about Lincoln University and talk to RBS about our programs as well. Next, our next intake, we do have fantastic program starting in November intake, and soon has talked about the benefits of master students. So we do have a Master of Business in Global Management Marketing, Finance, FinTech and Investment Management, and Applied Computing that are designed for students from any academic disciplines, as long as you meet the academic grades requirements and also English language proficiency, you'll be able to meet the entry requirement. But we also have what we call Top Master Merit Scholarships. So you could also look at this. On top of that, we do have Master of Parks Management, Master of Sports and Recreation Management, and Master of Tourism Management. If you come from conservation, ecology, sports, science, sports, psychology, and hospitality and business background. Next, I think this is about what I'm talking about. And I do welcome any other questions who are interested more about Lincoln University. So over back to you, Bharat. I think I've done enough sales. I'm sorry, I do have my baby in the background. They are my babies. So that's Hugo barking in the background. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie, for that, and no worries. So, guys, just to give you a heads up on that, we wanted to keep more sessions for the Q&A. And again, Lincoln, apart from this master's courses, I know we highlighted masters, there are a lot of bachelors, there are a lot of diplomas, and there are a lot of PhD options. So make sure that you are going to the Lincoln University website. There are things which you can see. Yes, for upcoming November intake, masters are the major, but February intake, all the programs are open and everything are there. Now let's go around with the questions. I'll go with the questions as what I said in the chronological order. I'll take from Michael. Is there a medical school? Can anyone who had a BSc in microbiology, physiology get a chance to study medicine? Or what other options does we have? Now I know Lincoln don't offer medicine, but any options for science students you have? Otherwise, we can recommend which universities offer medicine. Any you want to add? Yeah.
But students come from microbiology background have completed a bachelor degree. in microbiology, then actually we have a fantastic qualification called Master of Science in Food Innovation. So that is a food science qualification, but it is actually a reflection of the strengths of New Zealand research and also New Zealand economy expertise. So that is by far the most popular Toastmaster program for Lincoln University and has the best employment outcome ever since we launched the program. And so it depends on what the students' preference are. If they are looking at, say, microbiology, become a, say, in the health professionals, obviously. But if you are thinking about being part of the food science industry, it's actually quite a lot of prospects because you can be quality assurance, quality, product development, and food safety, which is really important for New Zealand's in food industry. So that will be what my suggestion will be. Over back
Great.
to you, Bharat.
Yeah. And see, Michael, just to add in that, for everyone who are looking for MBBS to doctor in New Zealand have a limited seat. There are only 2 universities currently offering. By next year, we have another university, but the seats are limited, which is where we recommend students to see alternate options also. Now, just remember, it's an expensive program in terms of MBBS, roughly $500,000 New Zealand dollar. We're talking about masters can be $40,000 or 48,000 as what we have at a Lincoln University. Now, Anil, does it make difference joining a college or a university in terms of PR? Now, Anil, Residence Pathway doesn't see which institution you're going. It see which qualification. Now, when you apply for a job or you want to see what kind of infrastructure you're going on or what qualification you're going on, that makes a difference here. And you want to say anything on this answer, or are you okay what I've answered? Great. We have anonymous attendee. I'm a civil engineering field. Previously, I have done engineering. Now I want to start a new journey by taking health courses or for bachelor. Will I be eligible for that course despite not coming to health courses? Now, again, it will be great to have your CV and details because you are changing the stream. We need to have clear background about you, why you're changing and what's the reason. Now, if you can justify, it'll be great. So please send a CV at info@rbs or hello@rbsintellect.com. We'll be able to help you what is the right option. I'll not go in detail because it's a bit complicated to decide on the open forum. Again, this is Sadia. I already have a master's degree from University of London. If I apply for another master program, would I be asked for IELTS again? And what options do I have for the scholarship? I have worked in development sector like WWF Pakistan. Now, I think Annie, you want to kind of add here. Now, second master's is not a problem. If you've studied overseas in UK or a OECD country, there are possibility of waiver, depend upon university and institution. I think scholarships. Annie, you want to add something here about the profile?
So I get a bit okay, so I think you're talking about Sandhya's qualification, right?
Yes. No, it's just if you want to give the IELTS again or not, or the scholarships, how well. I think what's the
Okay.
criteria of the scholarship? I say that B
So
plus.
I just want to address a couple of things. For entry requirements to get into either master or PhD, generally speaking, in New Zealand, you're looking at 3 criteria. Yeah, 3. First criteria is academic grades, a recognized qualification that have B average to be able to meet the entry requirements to master program. The second criteria is what we call academic relevancy. What you've studied in your undergraduate or your master qualification, continue to the programs that you're applying for, do you meet the academic relevancy? The third criteria is English language proficiency. So English language proficiency means that you need to have the right English level to be able to do well in the study. So Bharat would say that typically is IELTS 6.5 academic version, no band less than 6.0. But you also can opt for Pearson, PTE, TOEFL. Some universities also offer for Duolingo, or for some students, if you have completed your qualification in English language medium of instructions, the university will consider that. each of the universities will have different criteria. Most of the universities might say you have to complete your last qualification in English to what you are commencing your academic study. Here now has to be within either 2, some of us, including like Lincoln, will be 5 years time frame. So this is, I hope that answer your questions, Bharat, about
Great.
English language
Great.
proficiency and MOI.
Yeah. And I think just giving heads up on the scholarship, again, when you apply, faculty or a team can
Yeah.
assess it and see what is the option.
Yeah.
I will go a
But
bit fast,
just say
yes,
that
and
for
you can
the
add.
for the English language, so a lot of the merit scholarship requirements for the university at master level, they're looking at your academic grades in your undergraduate studies, not necessarily English language proficiency. So so that your academic grades is very important. Just like our merit scholarships, we require to have 8 B+ average in your final academic year in your undergraduate studies or your entrance qualification to get into the master. Yeah. So this is kind of how we assess in terms of the merit scholarships. Okay. Over back to you,
Great.
Bharat.
Great. I believe Sean will be answering some questions while typing itself, but we are answering a lot of generic questions at the same time, so I may not cover your question. I know Emmanuel asked the question. Again, this is more about the study options. If you're looking for a work option, please send the CV. We can recommend what are the options are there for you and what you can do. I will not award the work visas here. It will be a different webinar. Syed Amar, I'm from Pakistan. I've completed mechanical. So please be precise if you can. So you have a CGPA 3.5. I think for everyone, we are not talking about jobs in this Q&A session. We are talking about study option. You can apply for study options. That is much better. For applying a job, you should have to have a job from an employer in New Zealand. If you don't have a job, it's not easy to apply for a work visa from outside. Post-study work visa, does it has any age limit? Sophia, no, post-study work visa don't have a work limit, but for a residence option, there are no residence pathway above 55. You need to be below 55 to apply for your residence. So you want to add something on this?
Yeah, I just want to add is that in New Zealand, there's no age limit for post-study work visa. However, in Australia, there's a limit. In Australia, it's only up to 35 years old, but rest in New Zealand, even 60, 65 is okay. But like Bharat said, if you aim for residence, then you have to do it much earlier, like 50, because residency has an age limit that is 55.
Great. I think I've got the question from Shams. Shams, again, you have got some decline from university. I'll be great. We need to know what's the reason of decline. We're happy to help you out. Please drop an email to info@RBS Intellect. Yeah, over to you, Annie.
Bharat, I want to make a comment about PhD studies. For PhD students, you do need to do your research. You need to be able to make an effort to contact the supervisor with a research topic. So in New Zealand, our PhD programs is a pure research programs. So it's unlike the programs in the States where it's a 5-year studies. New Zealand's PhD studies actually it's probably 3 years up to 4-year studies. So we expect you to have done your the research stations in your master studies. So if you haven't done it in your research dissertation in your master, please don't apply. You're wasting your own time. Just because you've done a MBA doesn't mean that you have done enough research to be able to do a PhD study. So don't apply for PhD because you have done a master. Apply for PhD for the right reasons. That you actually want to embark for a PhD a research career. So
Great.
please,
Thanks, Annie, for this. I
yeah.
think I'll add to this again. I can tell you 99% students want to go for PhD, but they end up in masters. My suggestion will be master is the faster route, easier route. PhD, it takes 6 to 9 months for the offer letter. And at the same time, like Annie said, you need to have good research background and you've done some work on dissertation and all. So again, I have a lot of questions on PhD, but my suggestion will be please look and research on the uni's website. There are very clear link on every university website how to go for a PhD. A question from Pawan: is the Bachelor of Applied Science Level 7 spouse eligible? Now, Pawan, we need to see the qualification in your, because every qualification and every lab science is not eligible for open work visa. Is this a skilled migrant category based ballot system? Does a 6 point? Again, Sonia, you want to add?
No,
There is no
we are
ballot
not based
system.
on, we're not based on ballot system. It's purely based on 6 points. The moment you have 6 points, they will pick you and they will process your application. Unlike Australia, you have to go to a EOI pool and then wait to be picked up. So you don't have to be waiting to be picked up, because once you are applied, submitted, once you have 6 points, they will process your application.
Great. I think Chantal have asked what's the age limit of masters. I believe, and there's no limit of masters program at Lincoln University. At any age you can join, any age you can come in. Now, the reason I'm saying is that, guys, it'll be just for residence pathway, there's the age limit, but for study, we recently got a student at the age of 71 from Malaysia. So you're welcome to study, you're welcome to work. Residence option is limited. How much is 1 year fees of professional accounting? Again, I did brought fees of Lincoln University. Annie, we know the scholarship is 7 to 10,000. The fees is ranging between 48 to 55,000. Is that correct? For 1 year or 1.5 year masters?
Between 51 to 57,000 for 2025. So for the whole 180 credit top masters. So if you do get the merit scholarship, it's actually worth that investment. And even if you are essentially studying, the fees is for the 1 and the 3 semester study in total.
Great. And Annie, can student pay 1 year fees if they are going for a 1.5 year program, or have to pay full fees?
They can, but the benefits of paying full the whole program is that you get a whole
Agreed.
length
Visa.
of visas.
Yeah,
Particularly if you have been awarded for the merit scholarships, then please don't muck about, because the cost of applying for a new student visa, renewing visa, is still about $850. So yeah, you might as well pay for the whole fees and save the hassle. Yeah.
Great. I think I'll put to here to the question is, Rafi, can we allow partners under the bachelors? Again, Rafi, please email the details, because without knowing the which bachelor and what you're doing, we can't answer that. We have Kiran in Kiran. I'm a Bachelor of Nursing, work experience 5 years, family with 2 kids. Again, Tiro, please send a CV. There are options in health, there are options in other again, I believe, Annie, we don't have any health programs or a relevant program for our nursing graduates. Yeah. So again, there are options.
Bharat, I just want to say that for students come from microbiology, laboratory science, and also like even nursing, if the students have done a microbiology content in their undergraduate degree and would like to change their career into become a food scientist and working in the food lab, the MSc Food and Innovation actually will consider the applications. The key thing is microbiology in their UG or PG studies, and but they need to be aware that they are going to be working in a lab and be quality assurance and testing of the safety of the products. Yeah. And in the New Zealand kind of dairy industry or the food industry, food safety is really important. So as a microbiologist, actually the role, there's quite a lot of scope there. Okay.
Great. And again, I agree with Annie here that if you're coming from a background which is relevant to food area, it has a lot of opportunities here. Now, giving down to today again, this is Tia, which you said you can bring the family in any master's. So please share the CV. We will look into the case. Praveen, is there a master's in mechanical engineering course or an MBA? Again, Praveen, if your background is there are a lot of taught masters which you can see on your screen at Lincoln University. We always say that going to a specific taught master will be helpful if you're from an engineering background. If you're going towards particular mechanical area, you are limiting yourself because you already done a mechanical engineering. Annie, is that correct? I believe having a multiple options will be great from the student perspective.
Students just need to really think about what their future career might be and what they can cope dealing with. So, some students change from, for example, nursing into, say, food scientists because they like the lifestyle options. So it really depends on what you, when you apply for a course of study, be really clear about the purpose. Okay. And I think it's really important to, whatever you study, guys, or think about this. Whatever content you're studying, you will commit the next 5 years of your life. Study, post-study work visa, and securing a job. Okay, just think about it. Back to you, Bharat.
Great. I think going from the Rishi coming from Kathmandu, I believe in Masters of Applied Computing, do we have a data science option? Annie, from your perspective?
We don't have a data science. Data science you can look at, I think Victoria University, no, Waikato University, Otago Universities, I think University of Auckland. However, we have a Master of Applied Computing, which actually allows you to be, you can, I suppose, not necessarily studying data science, but learn from the software development and actually do your individual project related to data science if that's what you want to do. We're also going to introduce a Master of AI in land use. So that might be an option for you if that's what you're interested in. Over back to you, Bharat.
Great, thank you. I think I'll just go to, I think, Sofik, the certificate and diploma programs are the course eligible for work visa. Now, just to give you a heads up, not every certificate or diploma can provide you the work visa. There are some changes coming from November 2025 that may provide a limited post-study option. But again, Sofik, please email. It will be helpful to us to understand the full scenario. Going to question from Parvez, I'm a student of Pakistan. Again, PhD we have covered already. We will not go into that detail. There are no scholarship at IELTS below 6.5, no better than 6. So please, guys, don't ask those questions. Bipin Singh, which courses are available in Bachelor? I recommend please visit the Lincoln University website. There are a lot of options, and there are pretty good areas in the agriculture life science programs where we see even Lincoln have a good programs in wine making, which you might have to see what can be followed in. Annie, do you want to talk about the wine programs at Lincoln University? If I can say that.
We
You're
can't
on
hear you.
mute. You're on mute, Annie.
Okay, I just want to say that at Lincoln University, one of the features of our bachelor degrees is that we have each semester we have 5 compulsory field trips that we take our students out to visit the industry or the relevant facilities. So one of my favorite specializations is our food, wine, and beer. So if you are interested in the wine industry, the brewing and fermentation, and food science, you can practically literally spend 3 years at Lincoln University studying a Bachelor of Horticulture and Oenology. If you want, you need to do 12 weeks compulsory work, practical work during summer. At the same time, in your electives, you can study how to make beer, how to make cheese, in food innovation, and brewing and fermentation. So essentially, you can study one bachelor degree and you learn how to make food cheese. You have to learn how to make beer, brewing and fermentation or kombucha, or kimchi, and beautiful sparkling wine, red wine, and Sauvignon Blanc. Soon, do you want to come and study at Lincoln University?
Am I still eligible?
You are. You can.
I'm too old.
Never too late to learn.
Yeah, I agree. To never too late to learn. Now going down to, I believe Annie, you mentioned if somebody has a medicine background, they can go for a food science programs. Is that correct?
You can. I just going to say that as long as you know undergraduate degree or your master degree, for example, you're thinking about changing career, as long as you've covered microbiologists, you can apply for our MSc for innovation. It covers sensory science, food safety, food innovation, microbiology, the key skills and knowledge that are really required by the food industries of New Zealand. It's the most it's the best qualification that cover the breadth of the knowledge in the food industry area, including food innovation. Right.
Great. Going down to Sophia again. Son, it will be relevant to you also. What are is master finance in the skilled migrant category? I believe points are there.
Yeah, I think once you have a master, you have 5 points. You need to find a job that's relevant, or doesn't have to be directly relevant. So long as you gain 1 year skill employment, say in the bank or in a finance company or insurance company, that would help you to gain 1 point plus your master. You get 5 points. Then you can apply for SMC.
Great. We're going to go to David. Just to give you a heads up, Annie, so scholarships are informed at the same time of the offer letter, or it will be after the offer is issued?
For the top master merit scholarship, is this a partial scholarship? Yes, it is assessed at the admissions area. It is assessed at admissions, so you don't have to apply. It will come as part of the offer if you meet the academic grades. So you need to have achieved B+ average in your final academic year. Yeah.
Great. I can see from Chetra, Sophia and Chetra, I've got an offer letter from Lincoln University. I think condition offer of application at PhD supply chain study. What's the job market in Christchurch? I believe it is good. Yeah.
You do
And again,
PhD. You're studying PhD is for what purpose? Research career. So you need to study for the right reasons. So when a researcher looking at when you are a PhD holder, for example, or a master holder, when you're approaching the job market, it's not the end qualification to get a job. It's you as a person that has this different qualification demonstrating your ability to deliver the job. So you can't confuse with your academic studies and yourself to get into the employment market. There will always be a job for certain skill sets and certain kind of career, but ultimately it is you as a person that can secure the job. So it's not necessarily your qualification, because when you have done your master, your bachelor degree, and it is you who can deliver the execution and who actually able to cope in the working environment, the cultural aspect, that's going to secure you the job. Your qualification is one of the package, not the full package. I hope that clarified that. And I'm sure that Sean and Bharat will agree with me. Yeah?
Yep, I totally agree. Because research, you are coming for adding a value to the industry in terms of your areas of expertise, what you know from the past. We have students at PhD at Lincoln. There are areas they are doing pretty good to add value to the industry. Remember, you are not going to work in a supply chain. You're working how to make supply chain better. So that's how the research should look into. Otherwise, Chetra, again, you can reach out to us. Happy to support with the visas, and at the same time, happy to talk about what options you choose if you think PhD is not what you thought for.
I just want to
You're
say,
doing research.
yeah, I just want to say that one more time, guys. You study PhD, is because you want to establish a research career, or you want to be a specialist in a particular area. So don't confuse that with using that as a pathway to get in the employment market. You may be, if you've got fantastic work experience, but that's not a means to an end. Just because you've completed a master doesn't mean that PhD is the right career path for you. So please do talk to Sun Lim and Bharat about what exactly you want to achieve. As an academic, working for an academic university, I do need you to think really carefully about the purpose of studying PhD. Don't confuse about it. You really need to think about it. What do you want to achieve from that? Okay, back to you, Bharat.
Thank you. I think I'm just putting a message to some of the people who are sending the big questions, guys. It'd be helpful for email us. We're going back to questions about social work, community development, master courses. I believe, Annie, do we have some options, or do we have limited options in that? I believe we are limited options. Over to you.
So we are a New Zealand specialist university. So our focus is in environmental studies, agriculture, food production, agribusiness, and supply chain management. So if you're thinking about social work, community development, I would suggest you to talk to Bharat and his team about other universities. Yeah. And so that will be really, really you are in good hands. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Annie, can you talk about the agriculture program diploma levels and a bachelor level, how good they are, and how, again, what are the linking between that? Because we have a question of diploma in agriculture, it'll be covering easily in this side.
So we have a diploma in agriculture, and that is one of our best, most recognized vocational diploma, with our farming community. The key thing for that 1 year diploma is that you need to be you are passionate about agriculture industry, you want to work with livestock and the dairy industry, that you are applied vocational training background. So what you want to do is you need to be thinking about when you're working in the dairy industry, for example, you need to be able to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, whether it's rain, snow, whatever, you need to get up, get ready, and start milking the cows, for example. So you need to be physically fit, able to drive, and able to cope with that kind of pressure. So for us, the 1 year diploma in agriculture give you that vocational knowledge to work in the livestock, but also the dairy industry area as a dairy farmer. However, it is not for everybody. This is why we haven't actively recruiting international students, because some students have that romantic ideas that you can just milk a cow at 8 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, dairy cows, they need to be built twice a day, and so it is not. It is physically hard. However, it's satisfying if you love the land, if you love the industry. Yeah. And so for students, that program particularly, it is under the green list. It does allow you to apply for a 1 year post-study work visa, but it is a closed work visa, which is what soon we'll be able to explain to you, that you must be able to find jobs in the dairy industry as dairy farmer. In that notice, you also need to be able, you must work for 12 weeks of practical work to be able to meet the completion of the diploma's requirement. So that itself is different from the other qualification. But for the Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Agriculture, obviously is an interdisciplinary study, which is study in the science behind agriculture. We also have a 28 weeks of practical work. So it depends on whether you want to be the vocational to learn how to do, or at the bachelor degree, you learn how to do, but you also learn how to think for that subject. Is that clear?
Great, thank you. I think that was more detailed and lovely. Now, I think the question from Cambodia was there that if somebody have a bachelor's degree in social work, can they go for sports and recreation management, Danny? Again, I believe that the experience should be there for sports and recreation. But Danny, do
Yes.
you want to add on this?
Yeah. You have a relevant work experience. For example, you are driving say community work, then yes, the faculty will consider. So it's not a so it's the Master of Sports and Recreation is training you to be the managers of the industry, rather than as a practitioner. It's not a sports science qualification. Okay. Yeah.
Great. I think we'll just go to the further. If somebody is, again, I think we're talking about a lot of professional accounting options. Again, guys, at Lincoln, there is not professional accounting, but there's a Master of Finance options. But if somebody has
I
done,
want to say
yeah,
something.
go
So
ahead, go ahead.
we do have a Master of Professional Accounting, which is a CPA embedded program. So in New Zealand, we have 8 universities, as previously said. There are one type of universities that offer what we call conversion masters. So you can come from any academic disciplines. If you want to be a professional accountant, you can study the Master of Professional Accounting. And Bharat and his team will be able to link you to that. For Lincoln University, we have 3 options for students. One is Master of Business in Finance. Second option is actually Master of FinTech and Investment Management. These 2 qualifications do not require you from any academic relevancy. You can be from any background if you want to look for change of career. And we do have a Master of Professional Accounting, but it is an Australia CPA embedded program. What it means is you must have an associate CPA member before you can start our program. So when you study the MPA CPA, you will be enrolled alongside with Lincoln University, but also CPA's courses. So you will need to budget additional fees to pay CPA directly to enroll the exams. But what it means is for those who come from accounting background, has been working in the accounting industry, has associate CPA members, but haven't had the opportunity to sit for the exams for CPA, want to take a break from their career, we are perfect for you. I hope that explained, Bharat, the
Agreed. I think
differences.
that I am okay till that I'm seeing. I just want to make sure that everyone is on track and know where they're heading in. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm answering the same question at the same time. I'll go down. I believe somebody has said that. Can you share the Master of Professional Accounting and CPA flyers and all? Again, we will share with you guys. What else we were going in? I'm just sorry. There are a lot of questions coming in. We are trying to answer at the same time. Okay, Annie, and about precision agriculture. What do you recommend if somebody want to do a master's in that? I believe the course name will be different, but there's the master's in agriculture programs at Annie at Lincoln.
So our Master of Precision Agriculture is at the moment it's 12 months program, and from next year, if you start in February and July, it's likely to be 1.5 year study. If you start in November, it will be a 12-month studies. It is designed for students. It's like a conversion masters. So if you come from agriculture, horticulture, ecology, or conservation background, it gives you that software development, precision agriculture, and precision engineering, as well as environmental GIS and a few other courses to bridge you into the program. But you can also come from engineering background, particularly electronics, precision agriculture, IT, computer science background. So it's designed for students who want to make an impact in the agriculture production, but also using technology and using, I suppose, innovation solutions.
Great.
Is that clear?
Yes, I think that's a wonderful answer. I think, guys, for anything related to land-based programs, Lincoln is one of the best options in New Zealand. Just to give you a heads up, so you will see a lot of opportunity, and Lincoln is actually is based out around the industry area. If you talk about the land-based or agriculture courses, so there's an opportunity which you can work with industry at the same time while you are studying. And I've seen some vineyards and farms and all, which are pretty much great to go in together. I think this question, Annie, you will love to answer. Is Christchurch expensive than Auckland?
And
I know I live in Auckland and you in Christchurch, and I know what you will say. But over to you.
say it depends. The cost of living, based on the official stats, we are 12% cheaper than living in Auckland. This is mainly based on accommodation, because in Christchurch, we do have a more structured supply of accommodation, as and so it's more affordable in that context. But food may be similar. So the biggest saving that you have is actually in accommodation area. I do want to say that when you select a city, think about a few things. Think about the time of travel. For example, the organization that you're going to study, whether it's the right program for you. So if Lincoln University has the right program for you, then choose Lincoln University. The city you make it work. You will make you feel welcome. And for some of our younger students, I do have Indonesian students, for example, they completed their 3 year study at Lincoln. They get a job in Wellington and Auckland. They move around. It is totally okay in the New Zealand environment because our young students, they don't move around because they are young. They want to experience life. So there is no right or wrong answer, but you do need to prioritize your study first. Is this the right subjects for you? But selfishly, I want to say that Christchurch is good place to study, and
I
good
was waiting for the
lifestyle.
right answer. The crisis is better, but yeah, you gave a diplomatic answer, Annie. Well done. Again, guys, Christchurch is one of the biggest city for South Island. It's connected all overall, and it's actually supply area for most of the food supplies to South Island. So there are opportunities and options. I'll be very open here. And compared to Auckland, Christchurch have less population, which means that you have more options or less competition with the jobs. Uh,
I
Going
do
on
want to
again
say
with
that I think that I do want to say to students, think about this, right? New Zealand is a country of 5 million.
yeah.
You know, and so wherever you go, if you come from a big populated countries like India, for example, um, or Malaysia, so to speak, the speed of finding the first part-time job is going to take a bit longer. That's just by some. But also think about this. I always say to students, first semester, don't try to find a job. Get yourself organized, get your study organized, build a social network, because the good the disadvantages of New Zealand is we're a country of 5 million. The advantages of this is we're also a country of 5 million. If you live here long enough, you know somebody who knows somebody knows somebody who knows you. So it's what we call 3 degrees of separation. What it means is the power of word of mouth may not work in the context from your own country or your society, but the power of word of mouth is work quite differently from your country, but it does work. So I'll take an example for my brother and sister. So both my youngest brother and youngest sister studied in New Zealand many years ago. But when they're first searching for jobs, um, my sister was away from in Malaysia for holiday. So when she came back, it was like, oh my goodness, my classmates already find jobs. What am I supposed to do? However, her classmate was like, Min, are you are you looking for jobs? If you are, we got a company I work for is looking for somebody else. Do you want to come? So what it means is that power of word of mouth is really tangible. So it is really important that you do what we call your network. You establish good rapport with your classmates, you co-compete, but at the same time, you work alongside with your community. And so when I say community, it might be a cricket community, it might be a volunteer community, it might be the church community, you know. So what it means is you're not asking people to get you a job. You're saying to people, I'm here, I'm available. If you hear of something, let me know. And this is kind of really New Zealand way of looking for jobs. Very subtle, but very effective. But you also need to remember, we have a so what factor. So what if you're a daughter of a son of the Prime Minister, for example? If you cannot deliver, we're not going to hire you. So this is a very New Zealand attitude. So you need to recognize that. And so what it means is for people like me, whose dad wasn't a prime minister, love it because I'm treated as who I am, what I can deliver, and what I can execute, not because I'm a daughter of somebody. Okay?
Great. I think there was a question was coming in. If somebody has done, I think if they're a tennis player, uh, sorry, there are two questions. One, they are a tennis player. Can they do a sports and recreation? I believe yes, depending on the
Possibly.
experience and what.
Have to
Yes,
talk.
yes, agreed. And second is the if somebody has experience in logistics industry, what master's program you will recommend if they're working in
If
logistics for 11 years?
Depends on the qualification they've studied. So Waikato have a Master of Supply Chain Management.
We're talking about
Lincoln
Lincoln here.
will be Master of Global Management Marketing. But we also have a Master of Management in Agribusiness, which have a supply chain focus too. So it depends on your background, what you want to achieve, and your area of expertise. That is, it depends. It is a it depends question, and I know Barraj. I'm strong enough. I'm happy to talk about other universities because it is about your students' future, and it is about finding the right program, knowing that they make the right choice. This is why we've got Sun Lim here, we've got you here, and we've got me here.
Agreed. And again, see, guys, just to give you a heads up, I know I'm very polite to make sure that the courses are from Lincoln University. As again, this is a webinar for Lincoln. And again, we have done with the questions. Just giving you a heads up, Lincoln University have some good people around you. Just remember that. It's a small university, but look after. Compared to we talk about other unis, their numbers are different. And again, the courses, the qualifications are different with different universities. A suggestion always will be that choose a uni which you feel that it is the right fit for your course and it's the right place. And we can see Annie's enjoying with the two pets which she have. But appreciate for everyone joining in. We will be stopping the recording here, and you are welcome to put the questions on the Q&A box or email us. We will be helping you out as much we can. We are a partner of Lincoln University, and I believe Annie will be traveling in multiple locations very soon. But there's a team with Annie also. So Annie, any last few minutes or few seconds if you want to talk, mention to everyone? I know they all should come to Lincoln. That's one. Next to you.
I want to say that I know. I'm sorry, guys. I've got my dogs here. But this is Jack. Can you see? Jack is trying to say to you, come to Christchurch, you cuddle me, because he's 2 years old. He's a baby. Um, I do want to say that it is important that you, as a student, think about what is relevant to you. What's your objective? What do you want to achieve from your investment? But also, just remember there are no shortcuts in life. Yeah, you need to put in the work, and nothing is easy. Life is full of challenges, but if you've done your research, you talk to the right professionals like Sun Lee and Bharat's team, you are on the right track so that you stay focused, get through it. Life is full of ups and downs, but you will get there. You do one thing at a time. Yeah. So, but just don't study something because it's on the skill shortage list or in the green list now, but do something that will resonate with you, that you can make an impact for yourself professionally and also for your future career. Because the other things, one or another, will come. And what you need to think about is with the current kind of the future of the career, your career may not be limited in New Zealand. It might be anywhere else. But so you need to invest in something that's going to take you globally, whether it's in New Zealand or somewhere else. You need to be able to feel confident that you own this experience, you own your expertise, that you can say, I am this so and so, I studied this, I know what I'm doing, regardless of where you work. Okay?
Great.
Right.
I think well done, well said, Annie. And again, guys, it's your time, your money, your future. We are there to help you and make the journey easier. And Son, a few seconds from you.
Yeah,
before we are on time?
Yeah, I think like Bharat say, we are here to help you. If you have any questions about immigrations, about what is the pathway for you, just drop us an email. Tell us about your background. Tell us about your budget. Tell us about what you like to do, and send us your CV and academic records. Then we can help you, can advise you.
I think, and one thing from my end, I want to put on the records, guys. One thing, RBS doesn't charge the fees. There will be small admin charges if they are in certain countries. Second, we don't guarantee visa to anyone. We are here to support you and put the right option. And that's the reason we have to remember that if anybody's guaranteeing the visa, I wish you best of luck. That's the only thing I can say. We support you as per your requirements and your documentation, and we make sure that we support and work around what uni's requirements are. We are doing this well from last 2 decades, and we want to make sure we do it right. Look forward to seeing you sometime anywhere. Appreciate and thank you for joining the webinar at RBS. Look forward for further webinars. We have set few webinars lined up in next few weeks. But again, do visit Lincoln University website for more details. You will find Annie there. And any questions, we are representing Lincoln University. Happy to help. Thank you again. Have a wonderful evening, wonderful day, and wonderful afternoon. Thank you, Annie.
Bye-bye.